peace not only for Naga people, but also for Tamilians. Thank you, Nam Tamilar Kachi, for inviting us Nagas to this very auspicious and memorable and respectable 75th anniversary, martyrdom anniversary of Thiru Sankaralingana on this 13 October 2021. I stand before you not only as a Naga man from Nagaland state of India, but I stand before you as a Nagas who are divided into different parts of India, including in Manipur, Assam, Arunachal Pradesh, and in Burma up to the Chingwin River. Nagas live in an area of 120,000 square kilometer. Nagaland state in India is only 16,000 square kilometer. So I represent Nagas who have been badly divided, and our humanity has been destroyed by the then British and the new independent India. And I stand before you in spirit and in moral as a Tamil today with you. I also take this opportunity to extend my brotherhood, my solidarity with my brothers from Punjab, from Tripura, including all the struggling people in India across this subcontinent who have struggled all their life, including the Dalits, different people who have been suffering their entire life at the hands of few privileged class in this so-called world's greatest or biggest democracy. It is no more a greatest democracy, it is just the biggest population democratic country. So sad. It was during this time when our leader, Sankaralingana, was fasting in 1956 that Nagas were also, the entire Naga villages were being burned down, hunted down like animals. We lived in the jungles from 1956 to 1959 and early 1960s. Many of our brothers and sisters were born in the jungles like animals, like tigers, like elephants, like whatever, deers, monkeys, call any name. Entire Naga villages were burned down after Indian sent its military in 1953 to hunt down Nagas, kill Nagas, raped Indian Naga women, children, for saying that Nagas are not Indians. And because Nagas refused to join the Indian Union in 1950 when Indian Constitution was drafted, and Nagas completely boycotted the first Indian elections in 1952. And because of that, we were destroyed. And the then Prime Minister of India, very sadly, of course, is gone. With all due respect, the first greatest Indian Prime Minister, Nehru, he shouted in the Indian Parliament, saying that I would, even if all the rivers in India runs red with blood, I will not allow Nagas to be independent. I will station one Indian soldier for every tree in Nagaland and crush the Nagas within 1 week. With that promise, he sent Indian Army in 1953 and started destroying, after killing whatever Nagas they could find, from 1956 when our elder and brother was fasting in Tamilnadu. Every Naga villages was uprooted, burned to ashes. So for more than 25 years, ever since in the early 50s, Nagaland was blacked out. When I say blacked out, you may understand better if I say what happened in Jammu and Kashmir in 2019, 2 years ago. no internet, no visitor, nothing. Nagaland or the world did not have internet at the time. But Nagaland, nobody was allowed to visit Nagaland. Not even Indian people, journalists, writers, scholars, even diplomats from countries from the Indian embassies in Calcutta and Delhi. They were not allowed to visit Nagaland. Even for any Indian person to come to Nagaland, they need a special permit to enter Nagaland. So for 25 years or more, Nagaland was completely blacked out. Indian army tried to just commit genocide, annihilate Nagas from the face of the earth. Not only the Naga people, but the entire villages, the entire civilization. But we survived because of the grace of God, because we were born into this world with a purpose. We survived. All this happened because even before India became independent, Nagas have made ourselves very clear that even to the Britishers, to leave us alone as our ancestors found us. Nagas were called savages, Nagas were called headhunters, wild animals, whatever. Yes, Nagas were wild, uneducated, uncivilized, but we lived a very proud and free people till Britishers came and Indian military came and invaded our land. From there, our humanity and our dignity was destroyed. And in order to restore that dignity and our humanity on the face of this earth, we took up arms resistance. Who are Nagas? Just a few, 2 million, hardly 2 million population at that time, to take arms against mighty Indian army. But the entire Indian army, thousands and thousands of Indian army that came to Nagaland to destroy our people and our village, could not wipe us out from the face of this earth because our story was correct. And God knows that we are a distinct people. And the people themselves knows we cannot become another person. We cannot become Indians when we're not Indians. So we survive till today. And in that situation, I want to particularly thank today P.V. Narasimha Rao, who was the Indian Prime Minister, for searching Nagas in 1995, because our leaders were fighting back home. Our leaders are telling our story to the rest of the world, to the United Nations, to Europe, to America, wherever, to tell our stories, sharing our sufferings. Narasimha Rao requested to meet our people. So when he was Prime Minister of India in 1995, he went to Paris in France and he met our leaders. And he requested our leaders to sign ceasefire and that Nagaland and India must negotiate at the highest level, at the Prime Minister level, and in a third country, not in India, not in Nagaland, but we will talk outside the Indian. That was his request. And Nagas appreciated, reciprocated, and said, if India is really sincere to bring peace between us, we will say okay. But his prime ministership tenure was over. But as soon as his tenure was over, S.D. David Gowda came as a prime minister. He followed what Prime Minister Narasimha Rao has done, and he went and met our leaders again in Paris, in France, and also in Zurich, in Switzerland, 2 times. After these 2 prime ministers requested our leaders to come and sign ceasefire, it was during A.K. Gujral's time that the ceasefire was signed in 1997. So Nagas, today we're in the 24th year of political negotiation, but we have our eternal gratefulness to Narasimha Rao and S.D. Devi Gowda, who accidentally, by a twist of history, came from the southern part of the Indian continent. And I take this great opportunity to say thank you to all of you on their behalf who represented you. Narasimha Rao is no more today with us, but S.D. Devagowda is still alive. He's with us. And I hope God will give him better health, good health, long life, to search for peace, not only for Naga people, but also for Tamilians, for Punjab, for our friends in Tripura, in Northeast, different parts of India.